everybody. Welcome into the show tonight. I'm Brian Keating. He's Carson Cunningham. It is time.
Crashing the Boards, best segment of the week.
Bedlam edition of Crashing the Boards.
It's here, finally.
College football season, you know what? It gets here and you wait a long time and it's a lot of fun and then it's gone. It's out of here. And yeah, Bedlam's Saturday. We'll talk a lot about that. Let's get to Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. Just their games of the weekend, because really interesting weekend. Oklahoma survives against TCU 28-24. Took a defensive play to get it done. Ooh. Brendan Radley-Hiles making the biggest play of his young career. But what do you think about Oklahoma's as the path to the college football playoff, Carson? It's
right there.
It's opening up for them.
As it always does, right? As long as OU just keeps winning, the path always seems to open up.
That's what we've been saying. Everybody goes, they're out of this thing. No, they're not. Just keep winning.
A lot of weeks left.
A lot of things happen.
And look, I don't know what to make of this Oklahoma team. I mean, they're dominant offensively. They're borderline dominant defensively. They're #1 in pass defense in the Big 12. They're #1 in total defense in the Big 12. They held TCU to 204 yards and 17 points. Yeah. The biggest problem on this team is their Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback, Jalen Hurts. The last 3 weeks, his turnovers have put them in a position to lose football games they had no business losing. I mean, people want to talk about the defense giving up points to Baylor in the first half. Well, what happened? OU kept turning it over and going 3 and out, putting the defense in horrible positions. Jalen Hurts has 3 interceptions his last 3 games, and it's not just that he has 3 interceptions. It's where he has them and the moment he has them. And the pick 6 to go 95 yards the other way. If OU just settles for a field goal there, it's 31-17, and you're on cruise control. OU dominated that football game. The only thing that kept TCU in it was the turnovers. And to me, I think Lincoln's shown a lack of trust in the throwing ability of Jalen Hurts. They get up 21-0. They look great. He sat on the football. He ran the football throughout the rest of the game. The last time an OU quarterback only completed 11 passes was Kyler Murray against Army when OU didn't have the football the entire game. So, look, OU is the best team in the Big 12. They should go win the Big 12. But if Jalen Hurts keeps making – you can live with him overthrowing Charleston Rambo for a touchdown that Kyler and Baker made in their sleep. You can live with that. You can't live with freshman-type interceptions and fumbles. The ball security is going to get them beat.
Yeah, look, Jalen Hurts, he's a big part of why this team is 10-1. He's a big part of why they just, by the skin of their teeth, they have gotten out of Dodge the last couple of weeks. I want to talk about the OU defense, and you mentioned it. 204 yards. That is a remarkable number. Yeah, I mean, really. No, that's right.
Alex Grinch.
200. That is unbelievable. It's a remarkable number. When you consider Jalen Hurts had 318 by himself, the OU defense gave up 204. They did a really, really good job. And I know the numbers, #1 in passing defense, have been really good against the run. Now there's fewer possessions. I think Lincoln Riley's managed his defense very well. They don't go fast all the time. They've managed that. But the OU defense playing really well, keeping them in it. And think of the last 6 quarters, the second half against Baylor, all 4 quarters against TCU. They were totally dominant, playing great football.
And against Iowa State, CeeDee Lamb fumbles in their own territory. Jalen Hurts throws a horrible interception in their own territory. The defense largely controlled Iowa State until it got really kind of crazy in the 4th quarter.
Can't turn it over.
Yeah, offense has hurt them.
Yeah, it has. You're right. It's
put them in bad spots.
Yes, no doubt. Let's talk about Oklahoma State. They go on the road to West Virginia with a backup quarterback, and they beat the Mountaineers in a very tough spot, tough situation at Milan Puskar Stadium. 20-13.
Yes. When's the last time we sat here and said Oklahoma State was a defense-first football team? Pat Jones, 84.
1985.
84, 85, the year I was born.
The third's running around somewhere.
I was born in 84, so I don't remember those days. But, look, I think this is shaping up to be a tremendous opportunity for Drew Brown. The guy was a graduate transfer. He has waited his opportunity. He thought he should have played in front of Taylor Cornelius, didn't get that opportunity. He thought he could beat out Spencer Sanders, did not get that opportunity. He finally gets his start. And look, they didn't ask him to do a whole lot. No. We understand that. But he was 22 of 29, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, didn't throw it in harm's way. Solid. He is probably, for me, Brian, the best backup quarterback in the Big 12. I think he's the most capable. He's played a ton of football at Hawaii. And really, I think Oklahoma State's saving a lot for Oklahoma. He can run the football. He's more of like a Baker Mayfield type where he's just capable of getting first downs. He's not as explosive as a Spencer Sanders. Spencer Sanders could play running back if you wanted to. That's how explosive he is. But if this guy goes to Bedlam and wins a game, he'll go down in OSU lore. But for me, Chuba Hubbard, I think he's kept his name in the Heisman conversation, but his real opportunity is going to be in Bedlam, national television. The whole country will be watching, prime time. Look, OSU's right there. They've really rebounded nicely since that win against Baylor.
Drew! I mean, everybody goes, Chuba. How about Drew Brown? Give it up for the backup quarterback. No, he played very well, in control. You already gave the numbers, but I think the most important thing for me was no interceptions. He didn't make any mistakes. You didn't see him running around and throwing it to the other team, and those are things that you cannot do, and that's why.
Things Jalen Hurts has been doing.
That's right, and he didn't do that. The OSU defense, this is an unbelievable stat. Their last 4 games, they've allowed 27 to Iowa State, 27 to TCU, 13 to Kansas, and 13 to West Virginia. They hadn't held 4 straight Big 12 opponents under 30 ever. The last time they did that in conference, you got to go all the way back to 1985, holding 4 straight opponents under 30. I'll give Mike Gundy the same credit I'll give, and I did to give to Lincoln Riley. They don't go fast. They've helped their defense by huddling and playing slower, but their defense is forcing turnovers. They've been one of the best in the Big 12 at doing that, and they're playing great football. 2
really good hires by Lincoln Riley, Mike Gundy, and Jim Knowles and Alex Grinch. They have really revamped 2 defensive units that have been horrible in the Big 12 throughout their history.
And they're
doing a great job as defensive coordinator.
Bedlam football Saturday night under the lights at Boone Pickens Stadium. You know the numbers, they don't bode well for Oklahoma State as far as historically, although if you look at the last 10 years, I mean, we've had some barn burners, some overtime games, some one-possession games. A season ago, the Cowboys go for 2 and the win with about a minute to go in Norman. OSU have any chance to beat Oklahoma on their home field?
They do. And look, I know it's a 14-point line, 14 and a half.
14 and a half sounds like
a lot of points.
Bunch.
But one thing we've learned is that Jalen Hurts is capable of throwing it to the other team. He's capable of dropping the football while he's running the football. And OSU's defense, Brian, while they haven't given up very many points, they've also been super aggressive down the stretch. They've really upped their pressure. And Jalen Hurts, he's a capable runner. But when he's in the pocket, you can get to him. He's not quick like Kyler Murray. We can scoot out of trouble. I think OSU's defense can really cause problems for Jalen Hurts. I do wonder if Drew Brown and this OSU offense is capable of keeping up with Jalen Hurts, even if he is turning it over. But the most fascinating part of the storyline for me is this is bizarro Bedlam, where the defenses hold the upper hand for me. OU is 45th in defensive efficiency. If you'd have told OU fans that Alex Grinch would get that done in year 1, they would have thrown a party. OSU's 32nd in defensive efficiency. So to me, it's going to be about smart football. Is Jalen Hurts going to throw it across his body into traffic? Is Drew Brown going to wilt in the moment, or is he going to thrive in the moment? It's going to be fascinating to watch, but I think there's far more unknown than that point spread tells you.
This is going to be a close football game. It's like I said, sitting here, everybody goes, TCU, they're going to come in, OU's going to blow them out. No, they're not. It was a close football game.
You called it.
I think this is going to be a very close football game, a lot like some of that we've seen in the recent past. And whoever wins the turnover battle is going to win the football game. And OU has gotten out of Dodge here recently, but you cannot play with fire that much and continue to win football games. Did you know they've lost the turnover battle in 6 of their last 7 football games?
Whoa.
6 of 7. You can't keep doing that and win football games. And, you know, Oklahoma State's certainly capable of big playing them a couple times. If Chuba Hubbard can get in space a couple of times, add to that point total, because they're not great on offense, but if OSU can get into the 30s, they got a real chance to win the football game.
Yeah, I think OSU's done a good job of scheming Chuba. Teams are loading up the box. They threw it to them against West Virginia. I think they're going to have some wrinkles up their sleeves for Oklahoma. But look, Oklahoma's favored. They should absolutely win this football game and go to the Big 12 championship. But it's Bedlam. It's a night game in Stillwater. Weird things happen.
I don't have the guts to pick Oklahoma State to win the football game. I think it will be close. I'm picking Oklahoma, but they get their hands full. And I think this is a close football game.
Do you know more quarterbacks who haven't started the season as quarterback have beaten Oklahoma than any other situation?
Oh, my gosh.
Josh Fields, Mason Rudolph. Drew Brown.
Mason Rudolph did it in his second start.
Yeah, Drew Brown in his second start. Fun to watch.
I'm not picking it that way, but
we'll see.
We'll see.
Nuts.
I think it's going to be fun on Saturday night.